Are Israelis aware that public perception today of Israel is of a deeply depraved society?
It matters that for a generation, pretty much, the right has been in control of the education ministry.
The thing that fascinated me while I read academic papers regarding the education system in Israel was the similarities that it had with apartheid South Africa, and how, since its foundation in 1948, it has had a segregated education system. The 1953 state education law divides the education department into three branches: secular Jewish Israeli schools, religious Jewish Israeli schools, and Arab schools. And of course, there are the Ultra-Orthodox schools. But as you can imagine, the Arab schools suffer from systemic discrimination when it comes to funding, when it comes to the quality of the curriculums. More than anything, they suffer from a specific ethos that was created to divest them of group identity. This is the exact opposite of what happens in Jewish Israeli schools. They have better infrastructure, better funding per student, and their ethos is to create a sense of identity, which makes sense if you're setting up an ethno-state, for which you need a justification for why you have to ethnically cleanse more than 700,000 people from their homes and their property, whether it be religious because you think that the Bronze Age book actually gives you dominion of the land, whether it be as compensation for the violence that has been enacted upon you by European powers from the 10th century to now. I don't know enough of the interpretation of the situation in Israel from the person who was speaking in the last video. I don't know if he looks at it as a systemic issue or if it is an issue of management, because I know that a lot of people in the left wing like to believe that if Israel had remained faithful to its left-wing beginnings, the situation that we have nowadays potentially would have been different. These are the people who participate in kibbutzim, for instance. Bernie Sanders, who, according to several sources, burnished his left-wing credentials and his idea of how America should be by being in Israel. But I think that the 17 years of conservative rule in Israel and the current political forces that exist in it are just the natural consequences of an education system that prepared a chunk of its population to rule and to belong and to create community and to justify their existence as settler colonists in Palestine. They would always, sooner or later, these types of education system always creates people who are ethno-nationalists, because that's the intention of them. So while yes, the conservative education ministers, the media, Christian Zionists that exist around the world exacerbate the problem is with the foundation.